Okay, so you may notice that my audio sounds a little bit off, as well as my model too. I'm actually recording this on the road. I'm in the middle of a business trip, and I also have a bit of a cold. But hey, news and bullshit does not wait for anyone. It has been officially 0 days since drama and nonsense has occurred in the VTubing connected and adjacent world. Those of you who don't know, Google Docky, yay, a frickin' another one, dropped a little while back, and it was about Sykkuno. Oh boy, Sykkuno. He apparently has been up to no good. And 3 minutes after the boy had been named a danger to women, Mujin, our favorite drama clipper, I'm gonna call him Clipper because like dude has, when it comes to his videos, like seriously, like if you go back and look at stuff like he did for Cinder and whatnot, like dude always blows things way out of proportion, and apparently he did it again because I've looked over the docu about Sykkuno, and I'm not gonna watch the whole video on Mujin's thing. I'm not gonna react to that because it's an hour long. Nobody wants to watch an hour long reaction from my ass. So instead, I found my fellow Korsha enjoyer, Azehara here, and he's made a quick little video on it, and he breaks it down a lot quicker and a lot easier for anybody who wants to understand. I probably won't touch this Sykkuno nonsense until I actually make a video on him, if I ever make a video on him historically. You know, depends what people ask for. But I am going to go ahead and let Azehara here explain the situation because I think he does it better than probably anybody else could. So let's take a watch, shall we?
I was working on the script for my next video, which will be on the whole star situation, and hopefully I will finish and record that this weekend. But I woke up to the news that apparently Sykkuno was getting his very own Google Doc. Oddly enough, about an hour later, Mujin came out with an hour-long video also talking about this. Of course, at that point, it is...
Which, if Mujin came out an hour later with an hour-long video on this, somebody was talking to this man. An hour later, you get a video dropped on you. An hour later. Like, damn. That's quick.
It's obvious that this was a coordinated thing, and it even becomes more evident when Mujin pinned the following comment in his video. So already the red flags are starting to show up, and I had not even read the document. So for that, I have decided to put the whole stars video on pause for a day or two while I decide to look into this. And first, to start out, and to anyone that might be out of the loop, Sykkuno is some male Asian flesh streamer e-boy who got famous for playing and collabing with Lily Pichu. The dude has over 3 million followers on Twitch, which makes...
How on earth you're a dude streamer and you get famous from hanging out with a woman streamer? I don't have a clue how that works. Like, it can help? But how on earth it gets that many followers? Because, like, the majority of people who watch a chick streamer are dudes. Like, what dudes are watching this guy? And he's number 677 ranked, and number 321 ranked among English channels. 3.8 million followers. How does that work?
Him one of the top streamers on that website. And from the start, the dude has portrayed himself as some sort of soft-spoken, shy, and socially awkward ooh twink. And this is why he has a fairly large female audience. Hell, there's even a clip out there where he mentions that all of his top donations are from women. Another somewhat relevant thing to mention is that at some point he decided to get a VTuber model, and he sometimes uses it. Some of his streamer friends have also commented on how Kura was his Hoshi, and there are clips of him ending his stream early because he wanted to go watch her. Another player in this is Mujin, someone who has a fairly successful YouTube channel where he makes long-form drama content, usually about some sort of bad actor
what are you
in
doing?
The gaming or VTubing.
Like, what is he doing? How is this taking an hour to do some of these? Because, like, I'm looking at some of these videos about some of this stuff. He must be dragging this stuff out. And for God's sake, can someone tell him to get a new freaking... Can somebody tell him to get a new thumbnail format? Every bit of it is got fire in the background. What the hell?
While I think his
He must
videos
have a
are
team too. He's
fairly
punching these
decent,
out once
there
a
are
week.
some times that I dislike the framing he uses to talk about certain issues, or how he hyper
There's a
focuses
leash in
on
the background.
certain things that I consider fairly trivial and don't really add much to the content itself, other than to sway the viewer into adopting a more negative opinion of the subject that he's talking about.
Well,
Now, the
drama's
main
gonna
accuser
drama.
in this document is someone called Hemo Mal, which I will refer to as Mal because if I start calling her Hemo, I'm probably gonna fuck it up at some point and just call her Homo. So Mal it is for now. And Mal
Damn it,
apparently is
Aze.
20 years old. Mal is also very attractive and she knows this. This is why she posts photos like this on her Twitter, and she has a Patreon full of photo sets and ASMR, which I assume are of the Spicy Clan. Now, before someone starts bitching at me for shaming her for this, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm all in for
Get the
this.
bag.
Hell, I follow a ton of the V-Allure talents, and I fully support that if you want to do shit like this, go ahead and do it. And I mean, if you're an adult, do whatever the hell
What
you
the
want. But I am
what is
bringing
happening in
this
the
up to
background?
highlight the fact that this is a woman who is an adult, who creates and caters to people who are into adult content, which might
pretty
not be
much.
explicit, but it is still adult content. And to further highlight this, well, this is a screenshot of her media tab on Twitter, which I have highlighted the more spicy post where she is showing off her body looking for engagement. And if you click one of these
She's getting guys to
posts
click.
and go into it, you can see that she is even tagging people like VTuber FeetFan. And again, I stress that I am completely fine with
Oh
this
my
type of
God.
content, and I am not trying to shame her for doing it.
Yeah, with as many VTubers that do spicy content, I mean, like almost every VTuber does it. I mean, for God's sake, the jiggle physics alone just is pretty much on the same level with what this girl does. So like, either she wants to do it. She's got a nice body, good for her. Show off, whatever. But like,
And from a marketing perspective, this girl is doing everything right. Well, at least on Twitter. Honestly, you should probably look into opening a YouTube where you can maybe pull your stream highlights and clips from Twitch because Twitch has zero discoverability. But this
yeah,
video is not about marketing, and I swear all of this will tie in at the end. And the final player in this Google Doc is Ophelia. Ophelia is another Twitch streamer who is also very attractive, as seen from her many photos on her media tab on Twitter, which I won't go into because I'm lazy. And the whole role she has in
Ain't
this
we all?
document is fairly minimal, but she is the person that ends up confirming some of the things that Mal talks about. Like most other VTubers who happen to be terminally online and on Twitter, we are pretty much tired of the Google Docky, where people
God.
often use them to air their dirty laundry and try to cancel each other.
I think we all
over
know exactly
I
what
call
event
nothing
killed
burgers.
our
And pro
desire
tip, if the
to
person
read that
being
stuff.
accused is not doing anything criminal or trying to ruin another content creator behind their backs, then there really shouldn't be much of a reason for you to publish any of these Google Docs. Just know that in
Even the ruining someone behind their back, like, that's messed up and it's inappropriate. But literally, if we had a Google Docky for every single creator who tried to do that, I'm pretty sure almost every big time creator out there would have a damn Docky. Because let's be honest, everybody is cutting each other's heels.
the chance that you happen to publish one of these documents, people will start to dig and look for everything in a very autistic fashion. And they will go line by line,
Putting
word
it
by
lightly.
word, and they might even look at your past tweets to see and reference maybe things you have said or done in the past. Normally, this is something that I leave to people that like to discuss these types of things, like Nosagi, Rima, or even the Under the Tea guys. But I made a comment or two on this issue, and Mujin decided that he was going to be a condescending forget about it. And by the way, I don't pay rent, and also
Why-
$5 are not really enough to even buy a fucking Big Mac. So with that said,
Why he
I
gotta
guess
start
since
shit,
the Big
I
Arch
swear.
came out recently, and I haven't.
And I'm not talking about Azehara and his mud hut. I'm talking about Mujin. Like, seriously, dude. Like, you are so much bigger. Why you gotta start shit? I swear.
Really tried it. I'm probably gonna go and with the money I make off this, buy one and imitate the McDonald's CEO by giving it some baby bitch bites. And hopefully this will be
Baby
enough
bitch
to
bites.
match that
I want my
condescending
baby
energy that
bitch. I want my
Mujin
baby
seems to be
bitch,
bringing
baby
to
bitch,
the
baby
table.
bitch, baby
Now,
bitch. I want my
first I
baby
want to
bitch,
start
baby
with how
bitch.
this Google Doc is presented. The link to the doc was posted in a tweet made by Mal. which has the following message: exposing Sykkuno, a serial cheater, master manipulator, and a dangerous predator. And with a message like that, I am already halfway convinced that Sykkuno is possibly the biggest piece of shit in the history of humanity. But as I start reading the document itself, I'm met with this
which I also read.
So right off the bat, Mel admits that Sykkuno followed her on.
I'm sorry, that damn picture, like, the damn picture. Woman, like, what is that? What is that?
Twitter on Valentine's Day. And like the majority of people who get followed by a huge account, she freaked out and talked to a friend about it. And her friend convinced her to send him a private message, which she did. And just with that screenshot, my entire opinion of this whole thing did a 180. Now to quickly go over the document, she starts flirting with him, and by the next day he's already inviting her to play games with him. And
yeah, she flirts, he flirts back, they play games, it gets hot and heavy. There's probably some exchange in some hotel rooms. Yeah.
Talking about meeting up. Mal lives in Europe, and it seems that Sykkuno had a trip for TwitchCon EU in a few weeks. So not only do they start talking, but it also starts getting fairly sexual fast. And she is sexting and sending him explicit photos, and he is telling her that he's going to use those photos to play with a little skin flute. 2 weeks into this, and he is already talking about how he's gonna move in with her and how
that's some quick development, by the way.
And he even asked her for her PayPal, which he then proceeded to deposit a few $100s in. And
euros, close. I think American dollar is still more valuable. But yeah, you can see where this is going. Like talking about hanging out with her, going in, like he's going for like all the emotional shit and also buying her stuff to like get her attention and whatnot. So like it's already going way downhill very quickly. So like this isn't gonna end well.
I'm not gonna lie, this seems extremely fast, but Mal seems to be completely okay with it. At some point while planning this trip to Europe,
damn, this is recent, February and March.
She claims that she learns that he was 34 years old, because of course he's Asian and he looks 13. Now, at this point in the document, the age...
He said it, not me.
...is highlighted and mentioned as some sort of huge thing. Remember that she...
Okay. I believe in... What's the math? You're supposed to cut your age in half and then add 7, so 34... Which, by the way, if he's 34, that means she's 19. What is she doing messing around with a dude like that much older? Anyway, 34 and 19, like freaking. So like, what's the math? 17 plus 7. So he shouldn't be messing with anybody younger than 10 years younger than him, like 24, and he's got 5 years on him beyond that. So, to me personally, my limit is like, if you're 25, anything's fair game. Because you are a fully grown adult, you are a fully mature adult, you are fully mentally mature. It's okay. Like, if you want to date someone old enough to be your daddy, that's up to you. That's your choice. But, again, he's 34, she's 15 younger, that puts her at 19. That's where the predatory aspect comes in my opinion. Because, like, she's still a kid in my mind. Like, that is way too young.
When this all happened, she was 19, almost 20. But at no point there seems to be any sort of image showing that Mal was against the age difference or she was conflicted about it. A few images later, after giving some context about Sykkuno talking about them moving together, there is another text implying that it is weird that a 34-year-old is fantasizing about moving with her, a 19-year-old, so fast.
But you didn't say anything, darling.
And eventually we get Ophelia.
Shouldn't you have brought that up?
Mal and Ophelia apparently talked and realized that both of them had similar interactions with Sykkuno, in that he was donating to her PayPal, and he even paid for Ophelia to fly out to a TFT tournament in Paris, which is when he cheated on his girlfriend. And Mal learned about the girlfriend because she happened to talk to Bao, and Bao had warned her about not going out with Sykkuno because...
Why does it always come back to Bao?
He had a girlfriend. And
it always comes back to Bao, this girl.
Back in October 20...
Bao is like the center of everything. Why does it always come back to Bao? God bless this woman when I do a video on her. It's gonna be a freaking trip. Yeah, I actually remember this one, so I actually looked back and checked on this, and people are commenting on it again. Oh my god, she is. Oh my god. Yeah, this comment makes a lot more sense. Like I was questioning it when I first saw it. I'm like, what are you talking about? But now that we come back to seeing this, it makes total sense.
2025 about if you were a smaller female content creator and a bigger male content creator suddenly
God,
latched
it's
onto
all
you
so
and started
recent.
to give you advice and trying to help you, you should probably run away from them. Which she somehow managed to post during the same time, I believe the same day, when the Miskiff allegations went down. So
Yeah.
everyone thought it was about Miskiff, but apparently it was about Sykkuno. And with that, I basically summarized the 50 pages of this document. But there was also, at the end,
32.
a recording of a Discord call where Mal addresses Sykkuno and confronts him about
Why
the
was she
cheating he did,
recording
which I will
this?
then play a small part later, because I feel like it is very important to listen to, and it puts things into perspective. And so far, there have been a few people that have come out to try to add fuel to the fire, but there's
Ain't
very
they
little
always?
evidence that has been shown or any serious accusations that have been made against Sykkuno. One of them being a girl that claims that she was 17, but after someone decided to check their age, it doesn't seem to match up, and apparently she was 18 after all. So far,
That's
this
still
document only
young.
serves to show that Sykkuno is a cheater, and at this point, Ophelia should have just
Again, it's not illegal, but still, like, almost double the age there. Because, like, seriously, all you have to do is just, like, if you were 17, yeah, that'd be double the age. Like, that is a big gap. And again, when people are not fully mentally developed until 25. Again, anything 25 and above, like, again, that's you. But if you're beyond them on that gap, if you have a huge gap between them and they're not 25 yet, there's limits. You should not. Don't.
made a call-out tweet and shown her DMs with him to maybe expose that. There was no need to make a Google Docie about it. Now, the other claims of
Yeah.
him being a master manipulator and
Again,
a
yeah,
dangerous
like,
predator
I really am getting tired of the Google Docies. For God's sake, people, do we have to air out our laundry every damn time? Like, do we? Like, even when, like I said, even when people are backstabbing people, do we have to? I mean, does everybody and their damn brother need to know? Like, seriously, people need to start handling things in-house more.
seem to be overblown. And the wording itself seems to be intentionally used to make this all seem way worse than it is. With that said, I do think that
Okay, so serial cheater, check. He has cheated on his girlfriend with multiple women. Like I even looked up a tweet by Powder. She even mentioned it. Master manipulator. I wouldn't call him manipulative. Cheater, yes, but seriously, dude's got money, power, influence, and he doesn't age, and he still looks young. That's already every woman on the planet immediately gonna go after the boy. Because, like I said, if you are rich and you have power, women find you attractive even if you're ugly as hell. Just look at Asman. I'm kidding, Asman. And dangerous predator. I will only describe predator to anybody who is under 18. If you went after a 17, 16, etc. like that, yeah, predator. But we haven't found any evidence or proof of that. There was the one girl, but like it was kind of disproven. I will call him a semi-predator because, again, if you are that big a gap and you're dating someone under 25, yeah, you're kind of scummy. Like, let them, if you're that big a gap and they get to that full-grown age of 25, mental development, and they can, like, still decide you, okay, fine, but, like, bruh, back up.
yes, Sykkuno does give some sex pest vibes, which reminds me a
Some.
bit of Aster Arcadia from the Nijisanji drama. But in this case,
I'm gonna have to look into
Sykkuno
that.
is an actual successful streamer, and he can pull off the Owu Kawaii fuckboy better. After a few hours of this document being out, and
Just means he
there
has better
being
fangs.
some criticism for how bad the document was, Mal clarified that her use of Predator wasn't of the child
He
predator
preys on small
type
female
of way,
VTubers
and
and
more
mods.
of him preying on small content creators. But that claim goes out the window when you take into consideration that Mal was the one that initiated everything. And at no point there seems to be any evidence that shows that Sykkuno is trying to use his large platform as leverage. And then there's the
Is that a
whole
Freudian
recorded
slip?
call I mentioned earlier, where in it she seems fairly desperate that he doesn't cut contact with her. Because in her own words,
But is why I'm still upset with you, but you didn't cheat on me. You can still talk to me and be, like, make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am there for second chances.
now after hearing this, and you
God,
should
she
probably
sounds
hear
young.
the whole audio and make your own decision about it, but
I'm sorry. How do you, at his age, how? Like I work with like kids her age. I cannot see them as material. I can't. Look at them and I see children. How is he going after her? Like that's what's creepy to me. Like when you work with people around this age and you see them as kids, I call them kids. And he has no problem with it. That's what freaks me out. I'm like, brother, what are you doing? That's the creepy part to me. Like her voice, no, that's immediately a no from me.
it does sound like she is hungry for clout and attention and decided that the best way
Yeah.
to get it was to cling to him because he is
Again,
rich and
women with
successful.
rich and
Some
powerful
people
men,
are hinting
they will
that
forgive a
there
lot
might
of
be
shit.
other girls that come out with more damning or incriminating evidence, but on the surface, this all looks to be a case of a bunch of retards airing their dirty laundry to character assassinate a huge content creator.
Yeah.
And the fact that Mujing is pushing this shit doesn't really look good on him either. I don't think
It's
he
kind of
will get
backfiring.
much
It's kind of backfiring too, because like if you read the tweets about what everybody read about her stuff, most of it is just dudes being dude bros. Like, whoa, didn't know he had that dog in him. Awesome, man. He cool, man. Man, that's a real bad man right there. He awesome. Like it's literally just like shithead frat boys talking about how awesome he is for playing all these women. I'm like Twitter is just a cesspool and it needs to be flushed.
reputational damage from any of this, but I think that you should have been a better friend to Mal and advise her on if she was going to actually go through with this. She should have better evidence on it. It's interesting that you have covered Caliente and her disastrous attempt at trying to get into drama to frame Doki, yet you seem to not have learned the lesson from that. And maybe I'm pulling shit out of my ass, but this to me feels like you found what you thought was a golden egg for you to farm clout from, for possibly shitting on a content creator that was 4 times your size. And
Oof.
I mean, your video has almost 1 million views after a single day, but to me it
Damn.
seems like you got blindsided by it to the point of ignoring how poorly written and how poorly evidenced this whole thing was. I have
Bro, like how did he get those views that quick? I swear to God. Like, I don't know how. I know he's like, oh, he's got fans, he's really good at it. I've watched his shit.
watch enough of your content to guess that you were probably the person who kept bringing up the age difference, because that's the type of trivial shit you hyperfixate on. And I
Ooh,
say it's
good
trivial
point.
because these are 2 grown-ass women, and they should have agency. But who knows,
True.
maybe more shit will come out and I will end up having to eat my own words.
Again, even though I keep saying, like, they're not 25, they're not fully developed, they are adults. These women can vote. They could join the military if they want. They could legally sign marriage contracts. They could sign contracts on their own. They most likely have signed sponsorship contracts. They're adults. Even though I think it's creepy, personally, because, boy, what the hell. Like, they're still adults. You are not a child. If you can make the decision to post those kind of pictures on the internet to get attention and money, you can decide maybe I shouldn't go out with the dude who was in high school when I was born. Just saying.
But I do have a question. Did you follow your own advice?
No matter how bad things sound, never, ever make up your opinion until you hear what the other side has to say. If everyone could follow this advice, then we'd probably be living in a utopia by now.
Shondo. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Anyway. That's Azehara. Awesome dude. I'm eventually going to do a video on Kirsha. Maybe I'll pop him in there too, because he's like a big connection to everything that she has. And he's an awesome dude. So feel free to go and I think I've already liked. No, I have not. Let me like the video. And make sure to follow him and make sure to give him all the updates and everything else, because he's an awesome guy. And he definitely could explain all that shit way better than I could, because I'm not getting into that drama unless I have to do a video on one of those people. And hopefully I don't have to ever do that. Because to hell with that shit. Can we just stop airing dirty laundry for the love of God? What am I kidding? It's the internet. This will never stop. God save us. Oy.